Lovely viewers, today's story is one of those shocking, jaw-dropping revelations that feels like something straight out of a drama series, yet it's stirring massive conversations in real life. Reports are flying around that Lee Min-ho, the global superstar beloved by millions, allegedly went as far as hiring a private detective to track none other than Song Hye Kyo and Song Joong-ki. Yes, you heard that right. The claim has sent fans spiraling into endless debates. Questions of trust, love, jealousy, and boundaries are at the center of it all. Now, picture this. Lee Min-ho has been making headlines for his blossoming relationship with Song Hye Kyo. Fans have embraced the pairing as a real-life fairy tale, calling them the golden couple of Korean entertainment. But with the resurfacing of Joong-ki in unexpected ways, rumors of his presence at filming sets, whispers of secret appearances, the peace that once surrounded this fairy tale seems to be cracking. So, could it really be true that Min-ho, feeling the pressure of speculation, allegedly took matters into his own hands by hiring someone to follow the movements of his girlfriend and her ex-husband? Lovely viewers, let's pause here and imagine the emotions behind such a decision. If you were in Lee Min-ho's shoes, deeply in love but constantly watching your partner's name linked with someone from her past, would you be able to handle it calmly? Or would curiosity and worry push you into actions you never thought you'd take? This is exactly what has split fans down the middle. Some argue that if the rumors are true, it shows weakness, insecurity, and a lack of trust. Others argue it shows how much he loves Song Hye Kyo, that he would go to any length to protect their relationship. Which side do you lean on, lovely viewers? The moment this alleged story broke, fans rushed to social media with fiery takes. Some comments were scathing. If Min-ho really hired a detective, that's toxic behavior, not love. Others defended him with equal passion. He's just trying to protect Hye Kyo from unnecessary drama. Sometimes you need to know the truth to keep your loved ones safe. Doesn't it amaze you how a single rumor can create such polar opposite reactions? It's proof that fans project their own values onto their idols, making every move feel personal. But let's not forget, this isn't just about Lee Min-ho. Song Hye Kyo's fans are outraged at the very idea that someone might be monitoring her every move. They argue that she has fought too hard for her independence and privacy after her divorce. And if the allegations are true, then this crosses a major line. They see it as invasive, even disrespectful, regardless of the reasons. And then there's Song Joong-ki. His name being tied into this only stirs more tension. Fans wonder how he feels knowing he might be under surveillance because of his history with Hye Kyo. Does it frustrate him? Embarrass him? Or is he completely indifferent? Now, lovely viewers, here's where the plot thickens. Industry insiders are whispering that these rumors may have stemmed from Min-ho's inner circle. Some claim that his friends have been worried about how much media speculation has centered on Hye Kyo and Joong-ki, and that this alleged detective move may have been more about calming Min-ho's nerves than controlling Hye Kyo. But if true, doesn't that raise another question? If trust isn't strong enough to withstand rumors, what does that say about the foundation of their relationship? Let's get interactive again. Imagine for a moment you're Song Hye Kyo. You've worked tirelessly to move past public scrutiny, to focus on your career and your happiness. Suddenly, you find out your current partner allegedly hired someone to track you. Would you feel flattered that he cares so much, or betrayed that he doesn't trust you fully? Fans are divided here too, but many agree that Hye Kyo deserves absolute trust, not surveillance. Do you agree with them? Or do you think love sometimes justifies actions that seem extreme? Of course, Lee Min-ho himself hasn't said a word about this allegation. His silence is both a shield and a spark. On one hand, not addressing it might be his way of avoiding adding fuel to the fire. On the other hand, silence leaves fans and media free to speculate wildly. Some fans are pleading with him to issue a statement, even if just to deny it, to protect not only his image but also Hye Kyo's. Others believe staying silent is smarter, because addressing it may make the rumor bigger than it really is. Which strategy would you choose if you were in his position? And what about Song Hye Kyo? Her elegance and composure are legendary, but fans worry that being dragged into another messy narrative could weigh heavily on her. She has been through enough storms, and her supporters insist she deserves peace, not more chaos. Some fans are even asking, what if this rumor itself was planted by rivals or detractors who want to shake her new relationship? Could this be another case of the entertainment industry's dark side, where gossip is used as a weapon? Lovely viewers, here's the twist. While many fans are outraged, others secretly admit they understand why Min-ho might allegedly do such a thing. Love, especially when you're constantly under the spotlight, can breed insecurities that ordinary people can't imagine. The thought of the entire world comparing you to someone from your partner's past, especially someone as iconic as Joong, could drive anyone into doubt. And doubt, when left unchecked, often leads to rash decisions. Do you think this rumor reveals more about Min-ho's humanity than his flaws? No matter what the truth is, this story has reignited one of the oldest debates in relationships. Is trust absolute, or is it always fragile when the past lingers? Fans are not just gossiping about celebrities here. They're projecting their own experiences, their own heartbreaks, their own fears. And that's why this rumor, whether true or not, hits so deeply. It's about love, jealousy, insecurity, and the fine line between care and control. So, lovely viewers, where do we go from here? Will Lee Min-ho step forward to deny or confirm the rumor? Will Hye Kyo address it? Or will she maintain her silence and let her grace do the talking? And what about Joong? Will he speak up now that his name is caught in this tangled web yet again? One thing is certain. This alleged move has added a new, explosive chapter to the ongoing saga of Korea's biggest stars, and the world is watching closely. Already, fan communities are beginning to fracture into new groups. Some are defending Min-ho fiercely, saying this rumor is just a nasty attempt to tarnish his reputation. Others are more cautious, saying that even if the rumor isn't true, the idea itself raises important questions about trust and respect in relationships. And then, of course, there are the shippers, the fans who, for years, have held onto the fantasy of Hye Kyo and Joong reconnecting. To them, this rumor feels like a sign that Lee Min-ho is worried about something real, something he can sense in the air. Lovely viewers, doesn't this feel almost like a scene out of a K-drama itself? A man deeply in love, but haunted by his partner's past, takes drastic steps because he cannot silence his doubts. The woman, caught in the middle, unaware or perhaps hurt by the actions of someone she trusts. And the ex, unknowingly at the center of it all, sparking conflict without even lifting a finger. It's a story filled with passion, tension, and heartbreak, and yet here we are, living it through headlines and rumors. Now let's consider Hye Kyo's perspective again. Fans are saying she must be exhausted by this constant pull between her past and her present. Every time she tries to move forward, her name is dragged back into speculation about Joong. And now, allegedly, her current relationship is being tested by the very same shadows. Imagine being in her shoes, lovely viewers, trying to focus on your career, your happiness, your new love, while the world constantly questions your past. Wouldn't that feel unfair? Wouldn't you want your partner to stand firmly by your side, without resorting to actions that suggest doubt? But let's not judge too quickly. If Min-ho really did take such a drastic step, could it be because he's human like the rest of us? Even the most confident people can be shaken when the world keeps comparing them to someone from their partner's past. And when you're in the public eye, those comparisons never stop. Day after day, headlines remind him that fans still romanticize Hye Kyo with Joong. That constant noise might make any man feel insecure, even one as successful and adored as Lee Min-ho. Isn't it fascinating, lovely viewers, how even the biggest stars face the same fears and doubts that ordinary people do? What makes this even more intense is the way the entertainment industry is reacting. According to insiders, some producers are nervous about the impact of this rumor on future projects. They fear that if people start believing Lee Min-ho lacks trust in Hye Kyo, it could damage the golden couple image fans have so passionately embraced. Others, however, are already predicting that this drama will only make the public more curious about the couple, boosting interest in everything they do. That's the irony of celebrity life, isn't it? Even controversy can become currency. Lovely viewers, Let's imagine the possible scenarios from here. What if Lee Min-ho finally decides to address the rumor? Picture him holding a press conference, denying the allegations with sincerity, assuring fans that his love for Hye Kyo is built on trust. Would that calm the storm? Or would skeptics say he's only denying it because he got caught? On the other hand, what if he stays silent? Silence can be powerful, but it can also feed suspicion. Fans might think, if it isn't true, why doesn't he just say so? Which do you think would be the smarter move? And what about Joong? His name is caught in this web yet again, even though he hasn't done anything this time. Some fans are asking whether he will finally break his own silence to distance himself from the rumor. Will he say, "Leave me out of this," or will he choose to ignore it, hoping it dies down? It's a tricky situation, because every word he says will only add more fuel to the fire. Now let's return to you, lovely viewers, because this is where it gets truly interactive. If you were in a relationship and discovered your partner allegedly hired a detective to track you, what would you feel? Betrayal? Anger? Or would you understand it as a flawed act of love, born from fear of losing you? Fans online are confessing their own thoughts. Some say they would walk away immediately. Others admit they might secretly feel touched, even if they knew it was wrong. Which reaction do you feel closest to? One thing is clear. This rumor has turned the spotlight on the fragile balance between love and control, trust and fear. And in the case of Lee Min-ho and Song Hye Kyo, it has reminded everyone that even the most glamorous relationships are vulnerable to the same storms that affect ordinary couples. The difference is, when their storms break, the whole world is watching. So, lovely viewers, the big question remains. Will this be the spark that causes cracks in the fairy tale, or will it be the test that makes their bond even stronger? Only time will reveal the truth. For now, the alleged detective story has become the latest chapter in a saga that keeps proving one thing. When love, fame, and the past collide, the drama is always bigger than anyone could have imagined. Some fans are now asking, if the rumor is true, what exactly did the detective supposedly uncover? Did he find nothing at all, proving that Hye Kyo has been entirely focused on her work and her current relationship? Or did he discover something as simple as a friendly encounter that got blown out of proportion? It's almost as if fans want the detective's report to surface, because they can't resist the curiosity of knowing whether this is all smoke with no fire, or if there's actually something simmering beneath. But here's where things get even more fascinating, lovely viewers. People are starting to analyze Lee Min-ho's recent behavior through this new lens. A fan posted on social media that in his latest interview, Min-ho seemed a little distracted, even when he smiled. Another said his Instagram captions have become shorter, almost as if he's keeping his emotions under wraps. Could these subtle changes be a reflection of inner turmoil, or are fans just overanalyzing because they want to connect the dots? Isn't it intriguing how, once a rumor takes hold, every tiny action suddenly feels like a clue? Meanwhile, speculation about Song Hye Kyo's reaction is everywhere. Imagine her finding out about such a rumor. Whether it's true or not, just hearing whispers that her partner may have hired someone to track her movements could feel like a betrayal of trust. Fans say if she addresses it at all, she'll likely do it with grace, perhaps through her management team or a subtle statement during an event. But what if she doesn't address it directly? What if she chooses silence, sending the message that this rumor doesn't even deserve her energy? Silence can be powerful, but it can also leave fans creating their own narratives. What do you think, lovely viewers? Should she respond or let the storm pass? And then there's Song Joong. His name dragged into the mess yet again. Fans are split on how he should handle it. Some say he should firmly declare that he has no involvement in Song Hye Kyo's personal life anymore, to protect his own peace. Others argue that saying anything at all will only add oxygen to the fire, keeping the spotlight on him. But here's an interesting angle. What if Joong secretly feels guilty, not because of this situation, but because he knows the constant comparisons to him still weigh on Hye Kyo? That unspoken pressure alone could make this rumor sting even more for everyone involved. Lovely viewers, let's also think about the entertainment industry here. Agencies and brands are watching closely. Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo are massive global stars with endorsements that depend heavily on their polished public image. If fans start believing there's real distrust between them, that could shake the perfect couple image advertisers love. But ironically, the drama might also increase their visibility. After all, people can't stop talking about them. Isn't it amazing how in the celebrity world, even scandal can become a strange kind of fuel for fame? Now, picture the possible scenarios unfolding from here. What if, in a surprising twist, Lee Min-ho and Hye Kyo show up together at a public event, holding hands and smiling? That one gesture could silence doubts and send the message that their love is unshaken, no matter what the rumors say. On the other hand, what if they avoid public appearances for a while? That silence might create even more questions, giving the rumor room to grow. Which path do you think they'll choose? And here's another interactive moment for you, my lovely viewers. If you were in Hye Kyo's position and your partner faced accusations like this, would you stand publicly by their side to show unity, or would you pull back, waiting for the dust to settle? Fans online are debating this fiercely, and it reveals just how divided people are on the boundaries of trust in relationships. One thing is undeniable. This rumor has sparked a larger conversation about love, trust, and privacy. Whether true or false, it's making fans reflect on what it means to truly support a partner in a world where the past never fully disappears. And in the case of Lee Min-ho, Hye Kyo, and Song Joong-ki, the lines between personal life and public spectacle have blurred so much that every rumor feels like an episode of a drama the whole world is watching. So, lovely viewers, the stage is set for the next chapter. Will this controversy fizzle out quietly, or will it explode into a confrontation that forces all three of them to break their silence? Only time will tell, but one thing is certain. This saga has reminded us once again that in the world of K-drama stars, reality is often just as gripping as fiction.